Going on this week's episode from the Boeville Newtown? Well, it's right over here. Stand by and we'll get into what's happening this week. Good morning, track gang, whatever it happens to be for you. It happens to be Wednesday, November the 2nd of 2022. This is episode 40 for 2022 in the first round of eliminations, and we're going to get to that in a minute. I've actually got two picker wheels set up over here because we've got the cash prize side and we've got the gift certificate side that the Train Freak is giving away to the Train Freak Hobbies. If you want to remember what you're playing for, it was $125 for first, $105 for second, $85 for third, $65 for fourth, and $45 for fifth. And then, of course, the gift certificates, which we'll figure out later on. Anywho, if you all remember in the original video, I went ahead and gave everybody a number. Well, instead of going ahead and trying to put everybody's name, because there was 62 of you that signed up, and instead of putting 62 names in here, I'm going to go off those numbers that I gave you, and we are going to swing over here in a minute and I'll let you know what your numbers are. So give me a minute, we'll be right back. Okay, folks, all right, so how this is going to go, like I said, I gave you all numbers. So Derek Alexander is number 1, EC Idaho is number 2, Roy Eltham, number 3, Split Rock, number 4, Ken Amos, number 5, Mark E. Saunders, number 6, Dwayne, Fork and Spoon Railroad, number 7, Almar, number 8, Dave from the Coconut River and Eastern is number 9, Glenn G. is number 10, White Wall Wheels, One Hardcore MOH is number 11, Low Country Railroad, number 12, number 13 is The Man Shed, number 14 is Hal from H&H Express. Number 15 is Possum Bayou. Number 16 is CP368. Number 17 is Frank, Steeler fan. Number 18 is Pennsylvania Northwestern. Number 19 is Rail Artist. Number 20 is Savoga SOL, SG&D-FRR. Number 21 is Anthony from the Georgia Sunbelt. Number 22 is Steve 87 PSAP. Number 23 is Mystic Railroad. 24 is Manny Fernandez. Number 25 is Nissy J. Number 26 is Ron Moen. Number 27 is BNSF CSX Bob. Number 28 is Hillbilly Railroad. Number 29 is Lynn McCurdy. Number 30 is Steve Heidman. Number 31 is NS5107, aka Chazco. Number 32, Wahoo Dad. Number 33 is Off the Rails. Number 34 is Mill Valley Subdivision. Number 35 is Dan's Model Railroading Journey. Number 36 is Mr. Jimbo Trains. Number 37 is that Heath guy from Humanity Junction. Number 38, sorry Heath, had to pick on you, buddy. Number 38 is Stu from Stu's Structures. Number 39 is Mr. James Galton. Number 40 is the Train Freak. Now, disclaimer, he can be and is in for the cash prize. He will not be in for, obviously, the Train Freak Hobbies prize, because that would be a little ridiculous. Number 41 is Bernard C. Number 42 is Shays N Scale. Number 43 is John, number 2 from the Schuylkill River Valley. Number 44 is Mr. Derail Darrell. Number 45 is Joe Rader in the Black Rock Central. Number 46 is Trackside Mike. Number 47 is John Benacki. Number 48 is Grandpa Rails, otherwise known as JD. Number 49 is Hot Rod Rodney. Number 50 is Alan from the Mason-Dixon. Number 51 is Dave BNSF's N Scale. Number 52 is Chris Bell. Number 53 is Dwight Curley and the Curly Express. Number 54 is David's Hobbies and Things. Number 55 is FL Railroad Dog. Number 56 is Train Fan 120. Number 57 is Steven over at the Plumber 33. Number 58 is Michael Schuster. Number 59 is Happy Valley Hobbies. Number 60 is Peter Miser. Number 61 is F&B Railroad, and rounding out the list is number 62, John Knopfel. So that is everybody's number. Now remember what your number is, and as we go along, I am going to be eliminating. So, you know what? I didn't take a look at this, and I probably should have done this before I got started. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3... I've got 4 Fridays. We've got 62 people. Calculator. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this the hard way. Watch this. So we're going to take. We've got 62 people, but we're going to. I'm going to say we're going to keep the top 10. So we're going to minus that by 10. Which gives us 52, and then we'll divide that by 4 because that's the number of Fridays that are coming up. So we're going to be eliminating 13 people a week leading up to Sidetrack Sunday at the end of the month. So I have got to do a 13-person elimination. I'll have to keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and get started here. And the first number off the board, holy moly. And the first number off the board is number 61. That would be F&B Railroad. So I am going to put a tick mark next to that, saying that they are eliminated from the cash one. Don't forget, there is 2 different drawings going on here, so we remove number 61. And then we'll do another one. So that was number 1. And number 2 is going to be number 45. Sorry, Joe. That would be Joe Rader over at the Black Rock Central. Alright, so we'll remove that number. So that was the second one. Who is the number 3 person that's going to be eliminated? And the third number is number 39. That would be Mr. James Galton. Alright, remove that one. So that's our first 3 drawings. We've got 10 more. And number 11 comes off the board. Who was number 11? That was White Wall Wheels. So that was our 4th spin. Alright, so now we're going on to our 5th. And this is going to be number 51. Who comes off the board, number 51? That would be Dave BNSF N scale. Let's see, that was spin number 5. All right, remove that choice. So we're on to spin number 6. And number 7 comes off the board. Number 7 was Dwayne over at Dwayne's Fork and Spoon. And that was spin number 6. We got 7 spins to go on the first round of cash eliminations. Number 9 comes off the board, and that would be Dave over at the Crooked River in Eastern. Sorry, Dave. Alright, that was our 7th spin. The next number off the board is number 42. Let's see, number 42 was Shay's N Scale. Alright, so we're removing that number. And we're on to spin number 9. And spin number 9 produces number 28. And that would be Hillbilly Railroad. Alright, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, okay. Remove the choice. So we're on to spin number 10. Spin number 10 produces number 16. Let's see who was number 16. That would be CP368 Productions. Alright, we got 3 more to go before we are done with the first round of cash eliminations. And it looks like number 1 is going to come off the board. That would be Derek Alexander. Alright, remove that one. We've got 2 more spins. And number 31, that would be Chazco. 1 more spin. And this one is number 41. And number 41 is Mr. Bernard C. So that is the folks that were eliminated in round 1. Alright, for the cash prize now, number 40, which is obviously the Train Freak, he is not eligible for the Train Freak hobby certificates, so that's already 1 elimination. So I'm going to put that one over here. I'm going to put a little mark over here, and we're going to call that one number 1. So we've got 12 more drawings to do here, or 12 more rounds to go of eliminations for the certificates. So spin number 2. For the certificates is going to eliminate number 25, and that would be Nissy J. Alright. Remove that number. So we're on to spin number 3. And spin number 3 gives us number 59. And 59 was Happy Valley Hobbies. That would have been kind of interesting for a certificate to go from one hobby shop to another, but hey, who am I to judge? Anyway, so we're now on to spin number 4. Spin number 4 gives us number 26. And number 26 is Mr. Ron Moen. Let's see, that was spin number 4. Alright. Spin number 5. Who is getting eliminated this time? Spin number 5 is going to eliminate number 44, which is Derail Daryl. Alright, so now we're on to spin number 6. Spin number 6. We eliminate number 9, and number 9 was Dave from the Crooked River in Eastern. So unfortunately, Dave, you are out completely. Sorry. Alright, moving on to spin number 7. And spin number 7 gives us number 24, which is Manny Fernandez. Spin number 8. Why did it not move? Okay. That would be number 13. That would be Manshed. Alright, so now we are on to, never mind, I know what's going on now. Alright, so now we're on to spin number 9. And that looks like number 37. That would be Heath. I'll remove that one. Spin number 10. Spin number 10 eliminates number 4, which is Split Rock. 2 more spins to go for the first round. So we're on to number 11, or spin number 11, and we are eliminating number 15, which is Possum Bayou. 2 more spins to go. So now we are on number 12, spin number 12. And spin number 12 is going to remove number 41. And number 41 was Bernard C. And unfortunately, Bernard, you are out. You've been eliminated from both sides. Sorry, sir. Last spin for the first round for the certificates. For the elimination, and we are going to take out number 3, which is Roy Eltham. Alright, so that is all the eliminations for the first round. Okay, folks, so out of 62 people, only 2 people have been eliminated completely, and that is Dave from the Crooked River in Eastern and Bernard C. Those that were eliminated in round 1 from the cash prize: Derek Alexander, Dwayne from Dwayne's Fork and Spoon, White Wall Wheels, One Hardcore MOH, CP368 Productions, Hillbilly Railroad, Chazco, James Galton, Joe Rader, Dave Bean, SF N-Scale, and FNB Railroad were the ones that were eliminated this round for the cash prize. And for the certificates, Roy Eltham, Split Rock, Manshed Railroad, Possum Bayou, Manny Fernandez, Nissy J, Ron Moen, Humanity Junction, Heath, the Train Freak, which obviously he was eliminated because they're his, Derail Daryl, and Happy Valley Hobbies were eliminated from the certificate. So everybody else, the other, 50 some odd, or 40 some odd folks, are still in play here. They are still eligible to win either the cash prize or the Train Freak Hobby certificates, or a certificate, because I think there's going to be a couple levels of that. Jason, you can correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a while since we've discussed all this, And you know, I don't remember everything because I'm old and decrepit. And it's been one heck of a week. So there is one thing I wanted to go over. Actually, there's a couple of things I wanted to go over. I'm going to stop here for a minute. I'm going to take you guys out to the layout, and then I'm going to take you back to the bench real quick because I want to give you guys an update on something. So we'll be back. Okay, so I was hoping to be able to show a little bit of progress on this part of the project, but unfortunately this week has been, well, an absolute nightmare. As you can see, I have new backdrop material. This is what they call underlayment. It's extremely smooth, or it's supposed to be rather smooth. Even though you can probably see that there are knots, the knots are not, they're there, but they're very smooth. So what that does, or what's the difference between doing this and masonite? That's probably the first question. Well, to be perfectly honest, the difference between this and masonite is the fact that masonite was probably 2 to 3 times the cost of this. So, you know, when you've got, basically what I ended up doing is I ended up getting 4 sheets. I had the local lumber yard cut 2 of the sheets in half, and the other sheets were cut down to 18 inches. Why? Because this area over here and the area over top or behind Boeville is all 18 inches. So I didn't need them cut in half. It would have made it too tall. So I went with 18 inches. Now, obviously I have, like I said, I have some work to do. Case in point is this area over here, which is where RBC distribution is. I do not have a piece of wood sitting there yet. The wood is all up in my garage. But like I said, this was definitely a much more economical way to go, even with having to buy some bracing to go behind the plywood to kind of give it a little bit more strength. I went and bought 1x2 furring strips for that. Those at the local lumber yard were pretty much $2 a piece, and I picked up 20 of them. So, like I said, cost effectiveness wise, this was definitely the way to go. I will show how I am planning on doing the bracing on the backdrop, and that will be a part of episode 41. So you'll have to wait a week because, like I said, unfortunately, I didn't get to it this week. So let's go take a walk back to the bench. Okay, folks. I've had this locomotive for a few months, and unfortunately, the other day, it started acting weird. And I wasn't sure as to why. So I brought it back here to the bench, and I was looking, and come to find out, and of course I really can't show it because it's up underneath the motor here, but there is a mount, I guess for lack of a better term, a U mount or a Y mount, whatever you want to call it. Let me see if I can actually get some light on this subject here. Hold on. Now, why did it do that? Alright. Okay. But up underneath of here, there is a U mount. And somehow or other, it came loose. And what I mean by that is it was no longer attached to the power truck. So the whole mechanism was moving side to side, back and forth. I was able to get this thing apart to a point, and I really wish I could have shown what I did because it was a bit of a mess inside of here. But I actually took the motor and spun it 180 degrees so that I could get in here to where that mount was to be able to remount or screw the mount back to the truck itself, so that way it wouldn't move and rotate and bounce and everything else, because it was, like I said, it was not happy. Um, Now it is supposed to, the motor is supposed to kind of float with this. It's not supposed to be stable. The motor is actually kind of held in place by the frame or by the shell. But after I made the modification uh, to get the motor mount back in place, let's see if I can manage to do this. It is running very smoothly and actually very quiet, because one of the other things I found was, even though the vendor told me that he had had it apart and cleaned it and lubricated it, yeah, well, that's the last time I listened to a vendor. Um, let's put it this way. There was no way. I'm sorry, I'm going to go ahead and do something that Ron from Classic Miles Range said don't do, and that is move the camera while you're talking. But that's okay, because that's what I just did. Um, any rate, when I took it apart, there was probably enough grease in there to fix up a Model T Ford, and it had been in there for a while. So buyer beware. When you get something, go ahead and check it out for yourself to make sure it's up to your specs and not somebody else's. Um, but otherwise, I mean, now that I've got that frame piece fixed, um, I'm quite happy that it's running again. And after I had it back here to the bench, I actually did take it out to the railroad and let it run around the layout twice. And I was like, yep, it sounds good. It's making it over the crossovers, so I'm happy with that. So it's working. It's back in working order. It's kind of funny because the last week, and I meant to mention this before, and I probably should have mentioned it before I got started. I want to thank John Number Two from the Schuylkill River Valley for catching something that I did not catch. Last week's episode 39, I actually did a 2-night edit on that, which is something I don't normally do. I actually had recorded a bunch of stuff, had started to do an edit on it to go ahead and get everything ready, and the only thing I had to do was record the outro and put it in. Somehow or other, Filmora Wondershare decided to put the outro right after the second intro and before the actual layout tour over at Joe Rader's. Not only did it do that, but I don't know if it was the camera or if it was Filmora that decided to stretch that outro out an extra 3.5 to 4 minutes of basically me just going. So you had 3 minutes of frozen me along with the rest of it, and I went ahead and I just pulled that video down. I went into Filmora, I went ahead and did a re-edit, and then I put it back up. That whole process took about, I don't know, probably about 3 hours on Friday morning. While I was doing my normal work, I kind of went ahead and took a quick break, did the edits, started doing the export, went back to doing what I was doing. At lunchtime, the export finished, so I went ahead and actually uploaded it to YouTube, and then got it back out on the air. So, but again, it was something that I did not catch. I usually go back and watch all my videos that I put together. I usually watch them from start to end, just to make sure that there aren't any glitches or any gotchas. One of the things I've noticed with this particular camera is that when you first start a recording, there is a buzz, and I think you may have heard it on the Joe Rader layout tour. There is a buzz that comes from the microphone for like the first 2 or 3 seconds, or the first maybe second and a half. So what I normally do is I go ahead, when I'm recording, I do a countdown: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I know I can start talking. When it goes into edit, I cut those first 5 seconds out so it gets away from that buzz. Like I said, I didn't do that with the layout tour, but that is what it is. But again, like I said, thank you to John number 2 for catching that before that could have been a very embarrassing moment for all 500 and some odd subscribers that I've got now. So, with that being said, I'm going to stop it here. You all know the deal. Wait for the high ball. Green tracks ahead. We'll catch y'all next time. Be safe. God bless. We will see you. Oh, dagnabbit. The reason why I brought up that video, the original episode 39, Steven from, oh brother, now I forgot what his name is. Cheese and crackers, Ray. Steven. I forgot what his channel number is all of a sudden. I can't think of what it is. It's something 33. Anyway, remembered his name, can't remember the channel. I had the same issue with Alan when we were up in Strasbourg. I could remember his channel, couldn't remember his name. Then I could remember his name, couldn't remember the channel. Anyway, the plumber 33. Thank you. Any rate, he noticed that on the bench was sitting this guy. This is another one of my AHM Seaboard Coastline Spirit of 76 locomotives. This is an AHM locomotive. This is one that I just got finished repairing. It's one of 2 that I have. The only reason why it was sitting over here at the bench is because of the fact that I don't have a car card for it or a locomotive card for it. So that's the reason why it wasn't out here on the, or isn't out on the railroad right now. There's really no need for it to be out there. So it was just kind of sitting here nicely on the bench. Anyway, now I can go ahead with the outro. You all know the deal. Wait for the eyeball. Green tracks ahead. We'll catch you all next time. Be safe. God bless. We will see ya.